Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to do a bit of a makeup video. I thought of this idea recently and I was like, I have to film this because it would be so cool. I don't know if it's necessarily an idea that someone else has done. I didn't search it to see if other people have done it. I feel like maybe some people have, but even if they have done it, everyone's going to do it differently and have different successes and looks and colours and whatnot. So anyway. So I wanted to take the Zodiac palette by Kathleen Lights, which has a colour corresponding to every single one of the zodiacs, and use my three signs, so my sun sign, my moon sign, and my rising sign, to create a look. So yeah, I'm really excited. So this is what the palette looks like. I've showed this to you guys before on this channel, I'm pretty sure. I talked about it in a favorites video once. So there is, as I say, a color for every single sign that Kathleen explains in her video, which I will link below, what each color means and why she chose the colors she chose to represent the sign she did. This is a beautiful palette. It's one of my favorite palettes to use just because it has so many different colors to choose from, and even though it sort of looks at first glance like none of these colors would work well together, they really do. So Virgo, Leo, and Gemini, which brings me to the palette. Now, I'm a little bit put out by the colors that are on here because they're quite good colors they're quite easy colors to work together. But in saying that, they are also shades that I would naturally pick for a look to work together. So I feel like that kind of sounds good. So the Virgo is this dark color here, which I love using. The Leo is this really warm gold here, and the Gemini is this more cool toned gold here. So a little bit boring. I'm a little bit disappointed that I don't have like a whole bunch of color or like crazy combinations to work with, but I'm still excited and I'm going to use this to create a bit of a halo look. It will be interesting because I really have no transition shade. So I'm thinking I'll go in halo, you know, your dark color. That can be the pop right in the middle of the halo, and then this one can sort of blend between the two. But otherwise I don't really have a transition shade. So this will be interesting, but let's go. So firstly, the sun sign. So my sun sign is Virgo because I was born on the 20th of September. Your sun sign is the sign that you will probably be very familiar with. You can easily figure it out just by Googling your birthday and write in zodiac. It is based off of the dates. Even if you aren't interested in astrology, you at least know what your sign is. Going off this book for what it just says for Virgo, it says Virgos are some of the hardest workers of the zodiac, and they have the patience to cope with detailed work, but they have very delicate nervous systems and can get sick if put under too much pressure. Many are drawn to the fields of health and healing, and while some work in the established medical field, others may take up alternative healing. And there's like a whole bunch of other information. A common Virgo attribute is many Virgos are slim and good looking, and they keep their good looks for longer than most. Definitely not slim. Obviously, like a lot of the things that are in your zodiac are kind of, not everything is going to reflect you, but that's where your other signs come in. Definitely a lot of things that relate to Virgo, not just what I've just read, but over the years that I've seen do really relate to me, so that's quite interesting. So then your rising sign. So this occurs at the point where the sun rises over the eastern horizon. That is dependent on the time of day you were born. Mine is Gemini. So Sasha says here, I call this sign the orphan because even if the person isn't an orphan, he probably feels like it. The family may be dysfunctional or simply unlucky, but whatever the story, the childhood was difficult. The Gemini rising child is bright and remains clever through life, but he may have found it hard to fit in at school or with family, and he was never the teacher's pet. It is likely that he achieved very little at school, but went on to study and become qualified in something that interested him later in life when circumstances were more settled. This person appears amusing, brittle, and possibly even hard, but this image is a shield built up over the decades to hide vulnerability and a kind heart. The image he projects is confident, tough, and businesslike. This person is quick to catch on and gets things done. That doesn't feel like it really, most of that doesn't really apply to me. There are definitely like tiny bits that I like pulled out. But again, like, even if you don't think your signs relate to you, there's probably one aspect in each sign that you might really connect with. So your moon sign is the location of the moon when you were born, again, dependent on date and time. My moon sign is Leo. This person puts on a display of confidence, even if he does not feel confident, because he hates to look stupid or inadequate. He likes being the center of things. He can be very responsible or totally irresponsible, absolutely honest or a wonderful crook. He can sacrifice a lot for his family and children. He may put his relatives or children on a pedestal, or he may be very fond of himself. Being excellent organizers and business people, these folks take advantage of trends and opportunities as they arise, so they are very successful. They don't like their own company much, so they have lots of friends. That also doesn't 100% relate to me either, but again, this is only like one strand of interpretation with the zodiac, and there are a whole bunch of other books and resources that go into a finer detail about what things are and all of the different like attributes. So as I said, not every attribute is going to line up with who you are, but there are more likely attributes that really connect with who you are, particularly across your 3 signs. So this is, I'm actually quite happy with this. It's probably not like the best ever halo look out there, but honestly this is something that I would do and wear whenever. I would so go out like this. I feel like you can't really see the Leo on there just because it blends quite out a lot, and it wasn't, I know I probably would have preferred like a matte to help transition between the two, but whatever. So I put lip on, I put mascara on, and I put brown liner on my bottom line. Now I wanted to continue the zodiac thing because I haven't obviously done my inner corners. So to continue the zodiac theme of this, and because it makes a really nice inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the loose pigment, also by Kathleen. Oh god, focus on it. This is the Maiden, so this is the Virgo one, so it works really, really well. I don't actually have the other two, my other 2 signs in this, but honestly, I feel like if I had and I tried to use like all 6 shades, it'd be a bit much. So I actually like that this one is a nice inner corner highlight. I'm gonna start off by using this dry because I don't want my inner corners to like pop too much. Like the whole point of a halo look is that you got your sparkle like right in the middle of the eye. So I'm going to try this dry and see what it looks like. I just want a little bit of a pop, nothing too crazy, but just enough inner corner highlights to look nice. So it is quite a pigmented pop of color, and this in particular because it's white, and it has a bit of like iridescence to it. When you put it on wet, like, oh, it's a bit intense. So I don't really want to have to wet it. You know, otherwise I'll like end up like ruining this whole thing and I'll be very disappointed. See, like my brush might be maybe slightly damp. I think this is a semi-dirty brush. So like, look at that, that's just building up on that product. And my brush, to be fair, the brush that I'm using is one that I was using a couple of weeks ago with wet product, so I didn't properly clean it afterwards, so it's probably still like a little bit tacky, but honestly I wouldn't want to go too much further than that because it will just honestly take away from everything else I've just done. So this is my final zodiac look. I feel like it's probably like a bit boring in some sense because of the colors I was like restricted to. It would have been really cool if I had like a purple, a brown and a blue, like that would have been really fun to try and work out, but I'm super happy with how this turned out. Yeah, and as I said, it is a look that I would do naturally, like there's shades that I would use every single day. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with it. As I said, it's probably not like the best halo look, but it looks nice. Like from a distance it looks great. Like I love this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have created something like this or are inspired to maybe use this palette to create your zodiac look with your sun, moon and rising sign, let me know because I'd love to check it out. I'm super happy with this. Like this is totally like me. Like this is what happens when I say, oh, just a pop of color, a bit of natural color on my lids, and then all of a sudden I got the shimmer and the glitters out, and like I'm like, whoa, I'm going out for the night kind of thing. So yeah, if you end up doing a video with this palette, let me know because I'd love to check it out. I think it's really cool and creative to kind of be restricted by your sign and everything like that, and maybe trying to create a look that maybe represents that sign. I don't really know. If you enjoyed this and you want me to do a similar video, I actually have the Revolution My Sign palettes for each of my 3 signs as well. And this is a little bit more creative. If you're interested in me using these to try and create a look, because it'll be a little bit more difficult, then let me know in the comments below and I will do that in the future. If you enjoyed this, give this video a big thumbs up. Everything that I used, all the products, brushes and whatever, even the stuff that I had on my face when I started this video and didn't talk through or talk about, they'll all be linked below. Some of the links will be affiliate links, but I have marked them accordingly, just letting you know. And I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye!